In this pawn endgame, white has no pawn advantage, and their own pawns are dangerously close to being captured by the black king. Nevertheless, white can win this game here, and with that, welcome to the most beautiful studies of all time. This is a study by Fontana from the year 1943. It is white's move, and white can win the game. Feel free to pause the video to try and find the solution yourself. You had the chance to pause the video, and now let's take a look at the options white has here. Any king move just doesn't make much sense because the pawn on c5 will fall, and yes, d5 will be under attack. That just doesn't feel good, and yes, it simply doesn't lead to success. We need to take a closer look at the pawn advances here, so let's just start with the pawn push to d6. At first glance, that looks pretty nice. We're threatening to capture here, and then we would probably win the game. But black can simply think, I'll play e6, and now white doesn't really have much left, right? Pushing the pawn forward doesn't do anything, moving the king doesn't help, the pawn just falls here, and the f5 break also doesn't really lead to success because it just gets captured right away. It looks just as grim if white thinks, I can just start with f5 right away. Yeah, no. The pawn on c5 falls, and we really don't have any options here. If black pays attention and captures the pawn with the king, then nothing should go wrong here. And so, by process of elimination, it has to be c6 now. And now, what are the dangers that follow from this? Black can't continue with d6 here, because then promotion is threatened. That's why capturing on c6 is the most active attempt. And now, you must not make the mistake of capturing this pawn with white, because then the king takes, and yeah, no, you won't be able to win with white anymore. So the correct move is d6, just push it forward. And the goal of all this is to drive this pawn here a bit away from the e-file, so that this one becomes our hero who will eventually promote. And yes, black has no choice but to capture this pawn, otherwise the d-pawn will suddenly promote. And what happens now? White has created a nice passed pawn here and pushes it forward as well. And if black thinks here, yeah, I'll just chase after it because I'm still inside the square. That should work out fine. Well, only until the next move, because after f6, the king could enter the square, but his own pawn blocks him, and the d6 square just isn't accessible. White will race through with the pawn here and then win the game as well. And if we go back to this position, yes, black might still think, okay, I can't stop the white pawn here, but I still have two nice passed pawns of my own, if I get them moving. No, it's not even close. So, white wins the game here very easily, and with that, I'd say that's today's study. And if you enjoyed this, then please feel free to leave a like. If you like more videos, I have an entire playlist of the most beautiful puzzles of all time, so feel free to check it out, and hopefully we'll see each other again in the next video.